What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Pokemon Dungeons and Dragonites, episode 32. It's been 32 episodes. That's crazy. Here joined by always by our trainers.
Hey, I'm Silver Rowan, and I play Eric Burkowski, a guy who likes to live life. But on the side, I'm Silver Rowan, who's a Pokemon trainer, who's slightly confused about reality.
Record scratch. Yeah, that's me.
My mom met my dad.
I play Marina,
That's me.
and I'm Ariana. I'm the operator of the Viridian City Training School and spouse, Silver.
Spouse of Silver, how about that? And I am Tyler, and I play Leaf Nadine, head gym leader of the Viridian City Gym, mentor to gym challengers, Kanto Baking Show superstar, friend of Silver the Merchant, keeper of the fire Pokemon Charmeleon, visitor of the Pokemon Tower, inventor of somewhat agreeable Pokemon Trainer Pass, cooker of fine potatoes, proud dad of Autumn Nadine, future champion of the Kanto region, wearer of prescription glasses, and my life is pretty crazy.
Yeah, again, friends with Silver, but not friends with Marina. It's fine.
And
You had time to correct this, Tyler. You had time to correct
You did.
it.
You could have added
I
one in
know.
there, but
And while I was reading it, I was thinking about it.
that's okay. Because I'm Chandler. I am your professor, your dungeon master, your game master, your person who rolls die and makes stuff up on the spot when I lose where we're at. And if you missed our last episode, you should definitely go check it out. Our friends, they did what they do every day. Leaf was working out in the gym, not like working out, but like Pokemon battling. Silver was running some numbers, at his merch store. We had Marina. She assigned a bunch of homework, and like got the kids all freaked out. And then the last second was like, "Haha, I'm just kidding. Enjoy your weekend. No homework for you."
Homework who?
Homework who? Right. And that's where we find ourselves. You all have just finished up your days of work. Leaf, you've just stepped outside after battling Josh. Again, you've battled him multiple times, and he's starting to get a little better, and he's heading off to Route 22 to do some training. You had a brief second of, why should I let him go? And fleeting, and he's gone. Silver, as you spoke to Green, your employee, you also had a bit brief of that deja vu, like you've had this conversation before, but kind of just threw it off. It's like, no big deal. And Marina, you just let everyone go home for the day, and so that's where you guys are. You all stepped outside, and you all kind of wave at each other. You see your friend Gray, who has just exited their Pokemon lab, and they've just sent off a new trainer on a grand adventure. What are you guys doing?
I'm probably going to walk over, slightly confused, because I'm like, man, this is a weird day. It feels like I just had this conversation. I'm going to walk over, kind of looking back at the shop, looking towards the ground as I walk towards the central area, the normal meeting spot where we all, kind of gather after the day's done.
I'll see him stumbling awkwardly, and...
I never said stumbling awkwardly.
But you didn't have to. So I'll walk over to head to where he's heading and be like, "What's going on?"
It's probably nothing.
Probably.
I don't know. I just felt like I had it's just deja vu. That's all it is.
Oh. Well, I don't know how to help you with that one. This is our life.
Right.
It's now or never.
I'm not gonna live forever.
Leaf, what are you
Wait,
up
what?
to?
So I'm. So is Gray around?
You see him outside of his Pokemon lab. He's just waving to a young trainer who's just walked off, and he turns towards you all, and he gives a nice little wave. He sees Silver and Marina coming together, so he kind of heads in that general direction.
I'll kind of meet up with Gray and we'll walk into the group together.
Okay. He's like, oh, Hey Leaf, how you doing? How's the gyms today?
It's pretty good. Got a new guy joining. He's
Ooh.
fought me several times. He's getting good. He's got potential.
Oh, hey, that's what I like to hear. Great job.
Heyo.
Hello. I wanted to make a different joke. I didn't mean to actually talk to Gray.
Yeah. Gray's feelings are now hurt.
Well, I wanted to make. Never mind. I wanted to make another song reference
Man,
like last session.
This day just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It's a weird
What are you
day.
talking about?
I'm talking about the hit song from Malamore called "Still in the Poliwhirl."
Oh, I love that song.
You should be over all the water stones.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I play that one in my workout jam in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe send that one over to me. Maybe I'll add it to my the Poryphone list that I have over the intercoms on the store.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
it's like a playlist.
yeah.
I want to. Maybe I'll add that on there.
You should. It's a great one. So you guys are still on for tonight for game night for the weekly hang?
Always down. You know.
As long as we don't. I was gonna say as long as we don't play Pokemon Monopoly again.
Oh man, I really love that one. It's it's one of my favorites.
I just don't want to be the one that always ends up with Pallet Town, and everyone, and Silver's gonna have all of Victory Road, and he just constantly gets all the money at the end of the game because we know that's where you want to buy because it's in the
Listen,
middle
I'm
of the
a
board.
strategist. Okay, I own. Listen, I'm in realty. Realty?
Well,
Wait a minute.
I think it's safe to
This is
say
really weird.
that we don't let Silver be the banker. We need to keep an eye on Silver. He's always stealing everything.
What are you trying to
He
say?
is a known thief. We
Yes.
did know that. He did.
Listen,
Oh, totally.
Pokeopoly lasts way too long, anyways.
It
So
does.
I suggest we play something else, anyways.
It do-
And I don't cheat, Gray. What the heck, man?
I mean, it would make more sense that Marina be the banker since she owns, a store. It would make more sense.
Or we could play
Wait.
Duo Uno.
Silver Road's a store.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
What's happening?
I sorry. It's just been a
I mean, I know they're married, and all of his stuff is automatically hers. But I mean,
Never mind.
it's
Okay.
it's just been a long day. I'll meet up with you guys later.
Okay,
Wait,
bye,
what
sounds
are you?
good, Gray.
Where are you heading? Are you just heading home for a while, or?
I'm gonna head back to the Pokemon to the lab.
You're just not feeling like yourself today.
Yeah. And Gray turns around and just slowly walks back towards the Pokemon lab.
Well, you know what they say. Once a lab rat, always a lab rat.
Yeah, he didn't really
Is it
sound like
stable?
himself either. His voice was a little different.
You're right. The term is lab ratata. I tried to shorten it for the sake of time, and it didn't go over very well. I'm sorry.
That's right. That sounds more familiar. I was confused.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little confused about everything right now.
Oh, Silver.
So, I guess I'm gonna head back to the. house for a little while. You coming home?
I had some last minute things to actually finish up over at the school, but I have to grade some papers, But maybe about an hour, I'll be back.
All right.
And
Whatever.
about that time as you start to turn, you all feel a ripple through the ground, a slight shaking, and you kind of look around and other people in Viridian City are kind of like stumbling as well, but it quickly stops and everyone just continues on with what they're doing.
Do you guys feel that?
It might have just been, I don't know, an earthquake? Like,
Do we get earthquakes around here?
I mean, only during the gym challenges.
Well,
I mean,
And I'm
yes.
I vaguely remember Gray talking about tectonic plates or something. something's ringing a bell, but I just can't grasp it. But maybe.
Professor.
He left.
Nope.
Me?
Game
God.
professor. God. Professor God.
Yes. Yes, what can Arceus do for you?
Yes, my son.
Which Pokemon do we have this time?
Same Pokemon you had last time.
Okay. Now I'm done fourth wall praying. I'm going to throw out Boy.
Ivy boy! Boy. The whips go.
I'm gonna say, did you feel anything?
Ivy.
in the-
Make a perception check at disadvantage for Ivy Boy.
Where's it at? There it is. Okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
42.
Which one is that?
I don't think it's 42. I think it's less than that.
41.
Could be.
Wisdom. Okay. Disadvantage. So,
Disadvantage. So roll 2d20. We'll take the lowest.
Right. All right. It's taking its time to roll. There's that one. That would have been really great.
I've got a dirty 20. Oh,
Not bad.
and a 17. So Ivy Boy kind of like looks up at you and like kind of head cocks sideways. Ivy Boy kind of shakes his head.
Did you well, do you know where it came from? Could you tell?
Ivy Boy. And his vine whip comes out and it points at the ground.
Smart.
Yes.
Ivy story you have there, Silver.
Ivy
Yes.
Boy.
So it just
That's a good one. That's a funny.
shaking from the ground.
Ivy.
Okay. All right.
Growl.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys later for game night. I'm gonna go back to the house. Ivy Boy, you want to walk with me?
Ivy Boy.
Well, I mean, I guess you kind of have to. So
He just starts
I'll
trotting
see you in a
beside
little
you.
bit.
The world is your oyster.
Did everyone leave?
I'm gone.
I'm grading papers.
Yes, so Leaf, you find yourself standing there as both as Silver heads off towards his home. Marina kind of gives you a wave and heads back towards the Poke School to grade some papers. What are you doing?
I stand there and I go, and I push the progression sunglasses up. And
Absolutely.
I go, hit Silver and that Ivy Boy. And then I walk away.
To the
And
camera?
end the scene. Yeah, to the camera.
Oh, and then you end the scene.
And then I end the scene.
Thank you so much for what would the next scene be if you had to choose a scene, Leaf?
Probably my daughter becoming the Kanto.
Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
it wild happens within like you walk, like you open a door. Where did this door come from? I don't know. And then you walk through it, and you're at graduation for becoming the Kanto champion. That's how it works.
My daughter was 6 months old.
I know. Yeah,
That's
time
weird.
flies. Time flies.
Time flies.
Time flies. No, instead, you kind of turn. Where are you heading specifically after this scene that you've decided to leave?
Back to the gym to
Okay.
close things up.
Yeah, back to the gym, and you're closing things up. Silver, you've headed towards home. And you guys are sitting there, and when you hear, some time passes as you go about your things. Marina, about an hour later, you're just finishing up, or a little less than an hour, you're just finishing up some grading, when you hear a loud yell from outside. And you begin to feel the ground trembling again. What do you do?
I'm going to take out my Pika,
No.
and I'm going to open the door. I'm going to assess what is going on.
Make a perception check for me.
He opens the door. What is going on?
Exactly.
If you roll a
We're
natural
gonna do-
1, you never even open the door. That's how you resolve it. She's like, I thought the door was open.
I forgot what my... Okay, plus 2. Okay. Okay. You want me back over here, please? 16. I'm a grandmother.
So as you open the door to the school and you kind of like peer out, you are met with a scene of destruction. So as you open the door, the shaking is there, and a figure runs past you, and you kind of look out, and you see you just see just a person who's just run by, and like they're looking over their shoulder, screaming, going, "Run!" And you kind of look back to where they're coming from, and you see 20 Kangaskhan's that have broken their way into Viridian City. You see Josh sprinting in front of these Kangaskhan's as they are just rampaging their way through the opening of the city. And as you start to open your mouth, you see one of the Kangaskhan's slap Josh, and he goes flying as they begin to rampage through the city.
Is Josh, like, alert? Like,
Dead.
You see him hit the ground, and he is not currently moving. He's about 50 or so feet away from you, though.
okay. How far away is the angry mob?
They are coming. So where the trainer school is at, kind of situated in the main area, in the main courtyard. The Pokemon labs over there, the gym's off behind you, and then over to the right of where you're standing is kind of like the entrance from Route 22, about 100 or so feet away, and they're currently coming in from that way. You see some debris of some benches, of some trash cans. A few Kangaskhan's are starting to head up behind you, towards the direction of the gym, and some are kind of starting to go towards the front entrance of Viridian City.
Okay. I'm gonna yell to Josh to see if he can hear me. Josh, you alright? You okay?
There is no response. And another couple of people come running past you, and a Kangaskhan hits into the Pokemon lab and just starts tearing into things over there.
Oh, so like destruction of buildings.
Yeah.
Oh, so I can't just like go back inside. Cool.
You
cool,
could.
Cool. Well,
Just goodbye.
You want to?
so I'm going to, Pika on my shoulder, and I'm gonna run.
Okay. Where are you headed?
Run.
If they're not wide, I'd like to run to the side to get away from the coming.
Okay, where are you running to? What's your destination in mind?
Out of the way.
Out of the way. Okay, so you take off at a run. Right now, you've left there. You have easy enough to get away from them towards the left, down to where the Pokemart is and all that. And so you start heading that way, kind of moving with the group of people that are running that way. And you kind of pass a couple of Officer Jennies who are like, yeah, go.
Am I passing Josh?
Josh is towards the entrance of the city, to the right of the school.
So
if you want to go that way, you can. We can go that way if you want to, but you will be running into the Kangaskhan rampage.
Well, I'd like to run out of the way. But if I could take him with me, would have been an added bonus.
But you can't.
But I can't, so I'm just gonna keep going the way I said.
Okay.
He's dead, boy.
Leaf, where did you go? I don't remember where you said you went. Did you go home or did you go to the gym? Where did you go?
I went to the gym to start closing things up.
That's what you did. That's what you did tell me.
Check my appointments for tomorrow, etc.
Yeah. So you're standing in the front of your gym talking to your to your secretary who's sat there, and Chad goes, yeah, we have a few appointments for tomorrow. Looks like you had another battle with Josh in the morning. That should be exciting.
That is exciting. Looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah.
He's come a long way. I think he'll reach the top. He might even be champion by the time my little Autumn goes to fight him.
Could be. And about that time, you hear the screams from outside. And as you turn to look out your gym door, if you could make a perception check.
Perception with advantage. Triple advantage.
Nope, just regular perception.
Triple advantage.
Just regular perception. Unfortunately.
24.
24. So you kind of look out and you see this entirety. The gym's up, situated on a little bit of a hill, and you see a few Kangaskhan's making their way towards your gym. You see down the way the Kangaskhan's who have ripped through. The city gate has been destroyed. At this point, you see a Kangaskhan crash into the trainer school, and a section of the school fall in on itself. You can't really make out too much of what's going on down below, other than you see a lot of people running, and a lot of Kangaskhan's causing a lot of destruction.
I whip out my phone.
Okay.
I go group chat. ASAP, danger happening. Kangaskhan running amok. I send that, and I look around. Do I see anyone in trouble?
I mean, from where you are, you see a lot of people in trouble. You see, the gym is, like I said, up on that hill a little bit. So while you can't make out faces, you do see a handful of people strewn about the area that are laying on the ground unmoving. You see some people running to the gym for safety. And about that time, a couple people make it to the door. They go, gym leader, Leaf, can we hide here?
Yes, get inside. Get inside. Keep the door open for everyone else.
And Chad kind of jumps up and he goes, I've got this. If you've got to go, go. And he kind of holds the door, but come in, head back there. And he starts, like, pointing people in.
I'm going to throw out Charmeleon.
Charmeleon.
A Growlithe and a Vulpix.
Growlithe. Vulpix.
And we're all of us are going to go and start trying to save people.
And you all take off in there. About that time, Silver, you were sitting at home. What did you go home and do? What were you up to for the past like half hour or so?
Me and Ivy Boy were chilling. I probably threw him a few snacks that he shouldn't have had before dinner.
Ivy boy.
Then I think we probably just went up onto the couch, threw on the TV, just the normal stuff.
Yeah, watching one of your favorite movies, Ratatouille.
Yes, exactly. Ratatouille.
Yeah. And about that time, your phone vibrates and you look down and you see you have a text from Leaf that says, ASAP, Kangaskhan's running amok, danger.
There's some skull emojis.
I'm gonna send the triple question mark.
Ooh,
send.
That's a good one. Leaf, as you're about,
there's no response. I'm busy.
as you're exiting out, your phone vibrates.
I don't check it.
Okay, so you head out. Silver, you sit there for a minute passes, another minute passes, nothing. Marina, as you're running away, you kind of make it past the line of Officer Jenny's, and you've made it kind of down to where the Pokemart is, as they're kind of setting up a line of defense. You see a Kangaskhan crash into the trainer school, and the roof caves in. You have a feeling, had you stayed inside the building, you'd probably
I don't hear any of this, by the way.
You'd probably be dead. At this point, you look down at your phone and see you have a couple missed texts. You have one from Leaf and one from Silver. Silver with question mark after danger.
With skull emojis.
Skull emojis.
Am I still running, or am I in a safe place?
You're on, like, near the mart. Green has, like, come outside and she's like, what's going on? And the Kangaskhan's are currently being held back from coming towards you by the Officer Jenny's.
I don't know. I walked outside and this. So I'll answer. I'll see back in the chat. Crazy. Josh needs help by entrance.
So you get this text, Silver. You're, like, sitting on your couch. Ratatouille has just taken the hair and has started, like, chopping up some nice food, and you get this text. This is the best part of the film. What are you gonna do?
Holy crap. Well, first of all, this is my wife. Holy crap.
Silver.
Ivy Boy.
It's the best part of the film.
It is.
Well, in that case, I just sit there. No, Ivy Boy, we gotta... Oh, come on, we gotta go. And I'm gonna run out, and I'm gonna try and assess what's going on.
So you run out, and your neighborhood is close, like, within running distance. And now that you've gotten outside of your walls, you hear some shouts, and you see, like, a couple of dust clouds coming up. You see, like, the stray, like, fire blasts go into the air, and you and Ivy Boy take off at a run back towards the the main portion of the city. Leaf, you have run out of your place. You're seeing all this. You've gotten down the hill with your 3 Pokemon in tow. What do you do?
We're saving anyone that looks needs saving.
Okay.
We're direct to the gym.
All right. Roll 3 d20s. Just straight d20s. These are for your Pokemon.
Natural 20, 14, and 8.
Natural 20, 14, 17, and 8. You rolled too many times. So
I guess the last one rolled on accident.
yeah, the 8's on accident. So with the natural 20, the 14, and the 17, your 3 Pokemon are able to dive through. They're dodging past these Kangaskhan, sending back attacks of their own. Charmeleon runs over and like scoops up a person, like pulls them back towards the line of Officer Jenny's. You've kind of gotten close to the Jenny's, and they're starting to fight out themselves. And you're standing there, and as you are kind of at the bottom of the hill, these Kangaskhan's are still crashing into places. One has kind of started to make its way towards your gym, and like an Officer Jenny's like, we have to stop that one. What do you do?
Wait, one of the Kangaskhan was doing what?
They're heading towards the gym.
Charmeleon with me, and we sprint towards that. Charmeleon, Dragon Rage.
Dragon Rage. Oh, I thought you were gonna say he's dragging someone.
I couldn't remember the name. I was gonna say Dragon Breath, but I'm like, I know I don't have Dragon Breath, and I just opened the app to Dragon.
Charmeleon opens it up and sends it flying as this blue flames kind of like kick in front of this Kangaskhan, kind of licking at its side, and it takes the brunt of the full damage as it fails its dexterity check, and it kind of stumbles back and it turns, kind of centering on you as 2 more Officer Jennies approach next to you with their Growlithe's in tow. Marina, you've now started to see as these Officer Jennies have cleared out the majority of the area, and have started to try and bring in people who are injured and all that. And you and Green are standing there, and Green's like, "Where's Josh? You said Josh?"
Yeah, I saw him at the entrance, and as soon as it's clear, we need to go get him.
And she goes, "Okay, that way." And she kind of like points around the Pokemon to the Pokemon lab. She goes, "It looks like it's clear that way. Come on!" And she takes off at a run. You guys are running around the side. As you do, you see a giant crash, Kangaskhan-sized like dent in the Pokemon lab, and you see Gray standing with a couple of Officer Jennies as the Officer Jennies have like fought back this Kangaskhan. And he's like having a conversation with them as you run past, and you see Josh where he lies. No one is currently around him. There is like a few like pieces of rubble next to him, but he's still not moving.
So we need somebody. I'm trying to flag down.
And Gray looks at you, and he's like, yeah, and he like comes running and like grabbing one of the Officer Jennies, and they all come running with you. What's up?
I watched him get knocked out of the way by one of them, and he hasn't answered. He's not moving.
And Officer Jenny like gets down and like starts feeling his pulse, and she reaches to a radio. We need a Nurse Joy in front of the Pokemon lab. We have a citizen down. They aren't moving. As you begin to see these Kangaskhan's being fought away. About this time, Silver, you have run up to this scene, kind of coming off from the left of where the Pokemon gym is. You kind of spot Leaf fighting off a few Kangaskhan, but for the most part, it seems that this has mostly died down. There is a lot of destruction that has happened, but for the most part, it seems like there are very few fights still happening.
Okay, so there's not like a line of Kangaskhan.
There are a line of Kangaskhan's that have been knocked out. There are a few that are like being pushed back towards Route 22. And there's the random Kangaskhan here or there that someone's fighting. You currently see Leaf engaged in battle with an Officer Jenny, as well as you see another group of Officer Jennies, as well as like a couple of other trainers fighting you. As you run past, you see Mayor James is currently fighting with his Meowth, fighting one of the Kangaskhan's, alongside an Officer Jenny.
I voted for him.
Okay. So here's a question.
You all did. He was the only one who ran.
So what I want to do is I want to get along the side of where I can see the majority of the Kangaskhan being pushed back towards Route 22.
Okay.
I can basically, I'm going to have Ivy Boy aim to where he can hit as many as possible with his solar beam.
Okay.
In an 80-foot line, basically. And just use that as like a barrier to try and keep the Kangaskhan moving towards.
Remind me of Ivy Boy's moveset.
So Solar Beam, Leech Seed, Poison Powder, and Vine Whip.
Okay.
And Stroke.
So you get them lined up, and you have Ivy Boy, and you get ready to give the command, but at the last second, you kind of like go, Ivy Boy! And you have a feeling of like, I've done this poison powder? And you kind of have this second of, I don't know which I should do.
So I'm just sitting there, basically.
Yeah, it's just for a second. You have this, like, feeling of, I've done this before, poison powder. What do you do?
I'm just going to shake it off and I'm going to say, Ivy Boy, use Solar Beam.
And he charges it up, and that's a dexterity save, or is it a roll to hit?
It is, I'll just read the whole thing. When you use this move, soak in solar energy and prepare to unleash a devastating beam. On your next turn, if you keep your concentration, use an action to create an 80-foot line of solar energy 5 feet wide. Any creature caught in the line must succeed on a dex save or take grass damage on a fail and half as much on a save.
Cool.
If this move is used in harsh sunlight, double your move, blah, blah, blah.
So Ivy Boy, like, sets this up, and, like, a couple of the Officer Jennings see this, and they're like, yeah. And, like, at the last second, they pull their Pokemon back as Ivy Boy lets out this giant, bright sun into this line of, like, 7 or 8 Kangaskhan's, and they all get hit. And a couple of them stumble back. A couple drop, and then there's still some of them fighting, and you kind of just jump into the fight with the Officer Jennies. Leaf, at this point, you and your Officer Jennies have managed to knock back this one Kangaskhan, and it falls down, KO'd. What do you do?
Are there any more rampaging in its general vicinity?
No, as you kind of like take a quick look around, you see just the line of them at Route 22. You catch Silver fighting them amongst like 3 Officer Jennies, and as your eyes kind of pan, you see Marina, Green, and Gray knelt down over someone as a Nurse Joy comes rushing over with a Chansey pushing a stretcher.
Officers, there are citizens hiding inside the gym. Please make sure that they aren't wounded.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gym Leader Nadim, and the Officer Jennies kind of head up towards there.
And then I'll little jog over to everybody else.
So as you arrive, Marina has just finished helping this Nurse Joy lift Josh's lifeless body, unmoving body onto a stretcher.
What happened here?
He was flung out of the way by a Kangaskhan. I opened my door just in time to see it happen. He was running and telling me to run, and
See you.
I'm still fighting, right?
Yeah, you're over there fighting.
what was that?
What'd you say, Leaf?
Is he okay, Nurse?
His pulse is very light. We need to get him immediately into the center. And she like kind of starts like pulling on the gurney as like Chansey starts pushing it.
I'll help clear the way.
Cool. So you go off kind of like pushing people out of the way, moving them. Marina, do you follow them, or you turn and you see Silver still engaged in a battle? What do you do?
How many is he?
There's about like 4 or 5 still over there. And he has 2 officer Jennies with him.
Is Josh one of my students too?
Do what?
Is Josh one of my students too?
He's come by occasionally, but he's not like a reoccurring student. He'll kind of check in every couple weeks and kind of like get some updated info, kind of like fight some of the other kids with Pokemon, not with his fists. And that's about it. He's not like one of your full-time students.
Well, I'll go with them and I'll text Silver and be like, hey, all good, heading to the center with Josh.
So about this time, as they kind of make their way, Silver, you continue your fight, and you guys are fighting them back. For the most part, you push them back. A few of the Kangaskhan's kind of shake their head and like turn around and start like heading back, kind of finding themselves and leaving the battle. And you have managed to defeat them all. The Officer Jennies walk over to you and they go, thank you so much, Silver. I don't know if we could have done that without your solar beam. I think that really turned the tide in that fight there.
Don't thank me. Thank Ivy Boy here.
And they kind of like kneel down and they go, thank you, Ivy Boy. And he goes, Ivy Boy. And his vine whips come out and he like gives them both a high five. And they turn and they go, okay, we're gonna go see if we can help anyone else out. Thank you again. And they kind of turn around and go off at a jog into the city.
Okay, then at that point, I'm going to look at my phone, see the text from Marina.
You look down at your phone, you see you have a text from Marina, 3:30. Hey, heading to the Pokemon Center. Josh has been hurt. Whatever else she said. Plot.
I'm gonna text
she says
her
plot
back
for some reason.
Exposition.
Right. I'm gonna text her back, which is in the group, so
Yeah.
Leaf will get this too. And I'm gonna say, okay, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go down Route 22 and see.
I thought he was too.
What was this?
I was gonna go finish Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys at game night.
See you guys later.
I gotta go watch Ratatouille.
I'm gonna go down. Me and Ivy Boy are gonna go down Route 22 and see if we can find out what caused this.
Okay. So you start heading that way, making your way. Silver and or not Silver, Leaf and Marina, you are inside the Pokemon Center. They've got Josh on an operating table as an a Nurse Joy kind of works on him, and she's working it, and she turns towards you, Silver, or towards you, Leaf, and she goes, I don't wanna alarm you, but he has a lot of internal bleeding. I don't know if he's going to make it.
And there's nothing you can do here at this facility?
I don't know if there's anything we could do at any facility. He's been hurt really badly, and he's yet to regain consciousness. I think all we can really do at this point is just make him comfortable.
Can you just like cram him in that machine thing you have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that really only typically works for Pokemon.
Aren't we all
Pokemon.
Pokemon. I can have a grief counselor here
Yeah.
for you.
I was gonna say, Nurse Joy is trying so hard to help you through this, and you're just like, can't we cram him into a ball and put him on the healer?
Bum 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 bum.
At that time, I'm kind of reading Silver's text, and I go, "All right, Nurse. Here's my number if anything changes." And then I turn to Marina and say, "We should go get to the bottom of whatever caused this for Josh."
Let's do it.
And you guys, I assume you're going to catch up with Silver?
Yeah.
So Silver, you've gotten about a 5-minute head start as you're kind of making your way downtown walking fast. The trees are passing. You're Route 22 bound. You see a few Kangaskhan's that have like kind of meandered off to a meadow nearby and have kind of like sat down, and they seem very disoriented. What do you do?
I'm gonna toss out Mankey. I'm gonna toss out Merida as well.
Merida bounces out, and she kind of like lands with a couple punches, and kind of learns around. And
I corrected myself.
Looks up at you, Merida the Mankey.
Merida the Mankey.
And she kind of looks up at you, and she's like, "Yeah."
So I'm gonna say, hey, why don't you? Can you hop up in some trees, give us a bird's eye view, cover us just in case this goes poorly?
And she goes, "Pah, pah," and starts climbing up the nearest tree.
I'm gonna slowly and cautiously walk towards the Kangaskhan and try and see if I notice anything different or off.
Make
about
a
them.
perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
Disgrace.
So as you kind of approach, you see the two Kangaskhan's that are here, that have kind of come away. They have like a few like burns on them, and like bruises, scuffs as they kind of sit here from the fight. They seem a lot more docile. You kind of see them like shaking their heads and kind of like just looking around at their surroundings. One of them kind of sees you, and for a moment, just the two of you are just locked in like a stare before it just its eyes just go droopy and it just collapses to the ground. The other one falls soon after it, and they seem to be asleep.
That seemed a little odd to you, Ivy Boy?
Ivy, and he kind of looks up and goes, "Ivy Boy."
You smell something?
Ivy.
Can you tell where it's coming from?
And his vine whips kind of come out, and he kind of like points towards the Kangaskhan's.
Oh, so like they stink?
Ivy. Kind of shakes
Something
his head
different?
no. Ivy.
All right. Do you I mean, I'll head over there, but do you think you have a better smell than me? Is it like, does it seem dangerous or just odd?
Ivy. And he kind of like starts like walking towards the Kangaskhan's with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk with them alongside them. You know, cautiously,
Mhm.
like one would a sleeping hippo.
Absolutely.
You know, you would normally walk up to a sleeping hippo, and just
They-
kind of making sure they don't stir, making sure I don't, do anything to mess them with their sleeping, and then I'm just going to keep kind of taking deep breaths through my nose to see if I catch anything.
As you've gotten closer with your 15 perception check, we'll just let it ride for this. As you get closer, you do start to smell something. It's not like an odor, like something bad. It smells like a berry of some type. You can't place it, but the smell is coming from the Kangaskhan's, but you're not sure where.
Okay, I'm gonna look up at Merida and wave down, and then I'm gonna lean over to Ivy Boy and say, okay, we're gonna do something a little odd here. I'm gonna try and open up this Kangaskhan's mouth, and then if you could try and swab whatever it ate, just see if
Okay.
you can get anything on there.
Ivy.
You comfortable doing that?
Ivy.
Okay.
Ivy.
All right. We're gonna be real gentle here,
Ivy.
and if you feel like it's gonna bite down, you get out of there.
Ivy.
Okay. And I'm gonna go up, kneeling down, and just very ever so gently.
And as you do, like the Kangaskhan doesn't stir, and Ivy Boy comes up next to you with a vine whip out, and takes it inside, and just kind of like pulls it around, and kind of pulls out the vine. You see like saliva and drool kind of dripping off it. You also see a black harsh color on it that immediately, as Ivy Boy kind of pulls it out, Ivy, and kind of like pulls it off, and as it like moves past you away from you, you get that odor but stronger as Ivy Boy kind of like starts to flick his vine whip.
All right, I'm gonna say, hold on, wait. I'm gonna grab a big leaf and I'm gonna say, wipe it on this.
And
Leaf
then I
is
go,
kind of gross. And Ivy kind of wipes it on the leaf, and then he like puts his vine on the ground and just starts wiping it on the ground after he's put it on the leaf.
All right, I'm gonna try and fold it nicely as you can, a leaf, and put it in my pocket.
Okay. So about this time, as you're doing all as you're doing all this, you see off in the distance, kind of coming in, Marina and Leaf, who are kind of like walking this way, that are kind of like looking around.
And then, I don't think many people know this, but you can actually fold a leaf 24 times. If you
Do I
So-
hear this?
Yes.
I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna say, "Are you flirting with my wife?"
What are you talking? I'm just stating facts. She's a teacher. I'm a gym leader. We're comparing notes.
And
Oh,
Leaf.
is that what they call it now? And I'm gonna look at Marina. Is that what they call it now?
Honestly, I wasn't listening. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'll start again if you want.
Excuse me?
And Leaf and Marina, as you are having this, you also notice that two Kangaskhan's are lying here asleep.
Oh, look at that.
Are
All
no
right, well-
longer asleep, you said, or?
No, they're lying asleep. They're asleep.
Oh. Like,
Okay,
man.
we can talk about that later. Look at this, and I'm gonna pull out the leaf and slowly, unfold it so it doesn't break or anything like that, and say this was inside of that Kangaskhan's mouth, and I'm gonna be holding it away because I don't want to smell it.
And as he does, the two of you do smell this odor. It's strong. It's not a fun odor. And it kind of. Do either of you like actively try and like get closer to smell it?
Yep.
As you do, Leaf, you begin to feel a little lightheaded,
Oh,
and you kind of like step away from it a little bit. Your eyes are kind of like blinking, start to water a little bit.
that's
What do you-
strong juju.
What do you think it is, Silver? You know these kind of things.
You are the
Well,
vampire.
And I'm gonna pause here, Professor.
Yes.
What I know about these kind of berries.
Make a history check.
History. I mean, I was thinking, because I own a store and know all kinds of different inventory.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think what this would fall under. You know what? Investigation.
Investigation.
Let's
Silver
investigate
is
it.
known. Silver is known
Not
for
any
rolling
better.
the dankest of stuff.
For the
too.
dankest of stuff.
He would know obscure sense.
Maybe. Oh, wow. 18.
Natural 20.
As you kind of like think about this, it reminds you of a couple different things. The way you see Leaf react to it kind of reminds you of something that would be used to help things fall asleep. As he kind of like backs away and like explains his lightheadedness. It also reminds you of some berries that you've seen that are known to excite Pokemon in a way of like getting them active, like a stimulant to stimulate to wake up Pokemon. You've had some officer or some Nurse Joys like order it through you before, and a few different pickups for the Pokemon Center. And some stuff like that. You're not exactly sure what this mismatch of all of it is, because you're not familiar with that, but that's like a few of the things you pull out just from everyone's reaction.
Okay. Yeah, so this is very similar to two different things that I know of. It's almost like a narcotic in a way. It makes you really sleepy, but it also is similar to some stimulants that are out there that really give you a lot of energy and excitement. Excited, and I don't know. I mean, this is different though. It's different. Obviously, there's a phone that's not silenced.
Didn't even hear it.
But also, obviously, I mean, you see these Kangaskhan, they're asleep. So there's something in it that's made them tired.
And about
They're
this
on
time, Leaf, your phone starts ringing. You look down, and it's an unknown number. You answer it, I assume.
Hello?
Hi there. Is this Mrs. Gym Leader Nadim?
Yes, it is.
I'm Nurse Joy. I regret to inform you that Josh has passed away. Time of death 4 p.m.
Thank you, nurse. Be sure to get. I don't know who his family is, so I don't know how to go about contacting them. But if you need any assistance with anything further, I'll be out of town for the remainder of the day. I'll be back tonight.
Absolutely. Silver and Marina. As Leaf turns to take this call, you feel the ground start to rumble, and you look towards Mount Silver, and you see a white piercing light out the top of it.
What the heck? Marina, do you see that?
I thought I was just seeing things, but if you see it too, yeah.
You hear a loud rumble as Mount Silver begins to collapse in on itself as another bright light out of it coming towards you.
What the heck? Holy, we gotta run.
I run.
I run.
Leaf, you see this, and you see them turning as Nurse Joy goes, yes, we will do that for you. If there's anything else, what do you do?
I turned because I'm going to ask about the whatever that was, leaf substance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You see the two of them running in a bright light and a rumbling before it overtakes you. Because it didn't move.
I figured it was going to overtake us anyway.
And Silver and Marina, as you begin to run side by side, you kind of turn over to one another, and you have time to say,
I love you.
Oh God.
No.
Before it's overtaken.
Her last words. Her last words.
Set you up for the Star Wars line. You're supposed to say, I know.
Her last words were, oh God.
All of you roll a d20.
Oh my gosh.
19.
Oh,
5.
man. 2.
Great.
So
It's because of the heartbreak.
it is because of the heartbreak. You all find yourself standing in Viridian City. It's what you've always known. It's where you've always been.
We have to save Josh. We have to save Josh.
Save the cheerleaders, save the world. He is the
Leaf,
key.
you don't know how you got here. You were just standing on Route 22 you were just on the phone. Josh just died. But you kind of blink, and Josh is in front of you. Hey, thanks again so much for the battle today. You remember everything.
Thanks. You did really good in there.
Thanks. I think I am getting a little better. Yeah, so anyways, I think I'm gonna go get some training done over on Route 22. And he puts a hand up.
Actually, Josh.
Yeah.
I think I could actually use some help cleaning up the gym for tomorrow if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess is that is this like a Hitmonlee type thing where I clean and it makes me a better trainer?
Yeah, it helps you with your curveball throw.
With my curveball. I do need to work on that one a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I can get some cleaning done. Sure, yeah. And he heads back into the gym. and you kind of look down. Silver and Marina, just a normal day. You've just Marina, you've just finished up as all the kids run out. Silver, you've come out. Green has asked for the day off tomorrow. Everything's fine and dandy.
Sure, you can. I think you can have the day off, but I need to ask you.
Yeah.
How were the our clients for the numbers for the Poke Olympics? How did that go? Did they like our gift? And
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what to talk about either.
You, Green?
Yeah, sure.
No, Green. This is serious. Don't.
Absolutely. What was the gift again? Was I supposed to send that?
Green.
Yes.
Please tell me that you gave. There was very important clients. We gave them each $500.
$500.
It's the bet. It's the bet.
Oh yeah, the bet. Of course, I did. As she kind of like pushes an envelope like under her monitor. Of course I did. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what, Green? I think tentatively you can have off tomorrow.
Oh.
I'll get back.
Thanks, boss. Thanks.
And the next day.
Dang it! I knew that was a bad investment. Right.
Leaf, you see the two of them, and you remember all of this. What are you doing?
I pull up my phone and I
It's
text the group
2:04 p.m.
Meet me at the city gates.
And both of you get that, and you head over to the city gates.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
The three of you find yourselves at the city gate, and Gray comes running up. Hey, what's going on?
I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I've been through this day before.
I know life gets
Are you?
gets a little, mundane sometimes, but
Yeah. Are you feeling okay, Leaf?
I'm
Trouble
fine.
at home?
No, it's just we were all here, and then there's an earthquake, and then the town is destroyed by Kangaskhan. And they come from this direction.
an earthquake? I don't think we get earthquakes here.
Yeah, I mean, the tectonic plates will sometimes shift upon one another, but not often in this area.
There was something weird happening, and I don't.
Leaf, how many hours you been putting in the gym?
I mean, I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
So So what's gonna happen today then? If you know it, like you've done it, then like what should I mean? I don't have plans for the rest of the day. I'm down for a little
Oh well, we do have plans. We have plans at 7 o'clock.
We're not playing Pokemonopoly. We already established that Silver cheats, and he won't be the banker.
A terrible banker.
What the heck, man?
And you'd think he would be pretty good at banking, considering he's like owns a Pokemart.
Yeah, and I am pretty good at banking. I think you all are just sore losers who don't know how to strategize.
Yeah, you do know how to invest really well.
I'm starting to second guess myself on my investments. No worries, Marina. We're all good. We're
Yikes!
So, anyway, Leaf, what are we in danger?
I mean, the town was really messed up. A lot of people got hurt. Josh got killed.
Josh
Oh,
got
man.
killed.
Yeah,
Didn't you just? He was just at the gym today. I thought I saw him walk over there.
I know. I had a feeling or like a memory or something, so I gave him some stupid chores at the gym. I don't know. I had a bad feeling about it.
Okay. Well, this is obviously pretty serious. Something. I mean, do you need to go to the nurse?
I don't know. Can you guys just humor me and let's go up this route towards the mountain?
Yeah, and whatever's gonna help you feel better.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let's
I
head
guess.
only
Yeah,
if
sure.
we can play Pokemonopoly when we get back. Pokeopoly. I don't know what Monopoly is, but Pokeopoly sounds fun.
Yeah, and if you guys are down for a movie, I know Ratatouille's on later. I have the DVR set for it.
Yes.
That's the best movie.
Oh, it's so good. And you guys start heading down this path. A couple minutes later, as you're walking, you all start to feel an earthquake. As it kind of quakes past you, that
That
kind
was
of
it.
lasts for a few moments.
I look at my phone. What time is it?
2:15 p.m.
This is the same thing that happened the last time this happened.
So
The last time this happened, this is the first time this has happened, Leaf.
I know, but I remember this happening, and then the
So-
next thing that comes is the Kangaskhan.
okay, so what do we do?
There was something that's after we had beaten them, we walked down this path, and there was some Kangaskhan that had some kind of liquid that it was something that like makes you fall asleep or something. You knew what it was, Silver.
Well, it sounds like they ate something.
Something, and it made them act weird, and then they destroyed the town.
All right, this is too freaky for me, and Ivy Boy, I'm gonna toss Ivy Boy out.
Ivy boy.
I'll say, hey, dude, well, some freaky things are going on, so just be ready to fight, I guess. I don't know.
Ivy. Starts like looking around. His vines kind of whip out.
Chandler, do I remember how long after that earthquake the Kangaskhan?
It was immediate. You're a little disoriented. You don't know the exact moment they busted in. Because as more time has gone, you're starting to get residual feelings of this isn't the first, second time, if that makes any sense. Like, you're starting to realize that even the one that you remember, you feel like there may have even been time before that. Because now that you're remembering it, you're remembering that when you spoke to Josh last time, you had a moment of deja vu. So you feel like you've experienced this a couple times, and you're like, the Kangaskhan normally come, they hit the village closer to 2:45, 3 o'clock.
I think we have about minimum 30 minutes before the Kangaskhan run down this path, so...
Okay, well, how do they run? Are they just like all down this one path, or are they
They're
spread out through the
frenzied.
woods?
They're like frenzied, and like... I remember some attacks work, and they just shrug it off and keep running. I feel like I've done this like several times. Not this exactly, but instances of this.
Okay, well, I mean, at this point, there's been the earthquake, so I'm a little freaked out. But I mean, that could be a coincidence. But I mean, if we're gonna give it some time, I mean, we got 30 minutes. You said, how can we set ourselves up to, I don't know, stop them, or at least not be in their way?
I don't know if we can. Maybe we need to keep going and figure out like what's causing them. There was
Yeah,
a big explosion from Mount Silver. Is the last thing I remember.
Explosion?
Maybe we should go check that out then.
All right. Well, I mean, we're already on the route, heading that way. So
Yeah.
And we find something on the way that helps with the Kangaskhan, and then great.
I mean, if you think that this is real, Leaf, I guess we have to trust you.
It's just a feeling, you know.
Well,
Well,
I mean, let's
sometimes-
go.
sometimes we get hooked on a feeling, you know.
you know.
All right, well, let's just head down that way then.
You're in love with me.
So you guys are just heading down the pathway.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys are walking towards Mount Silver. As you make your way through your woods, you know you've been in this area before. You know that Mount Silver is roughly a 10-minute walk from where you are from the gate here. So as you make it there, you're kind of getting closer to it. What are you going stealthily? Are you running? Like what are you doing? How do you approach? You're getting close to Mount Silver.
Just normal walking, I guess.
Okay.
I'm following Leaf's lead at this point because everything just seems a little strange, and besides the slight shaking of the ground,
Okay.
everything's been normal.
So as you're walking, as you start to make your approach, if all of you can make a perception check for me.
Perception check.
Perception.
I got 19.
I got a 21.
17.
So all of you hear this outside of Gray, and you all hear voices talking. You hear some movement, some things being moved around, and you can kind of start to see through the tree line movement in front of Mount Silver.
Holy Squirtle! What's going on up there?
And Gray goes, what is it?
There's some movement happening up there. It looks like...
There's something moving in the tree line. Yeah, I see that. Ivy boy, get ready. I don't know what that is.
Ivy.
Get ready with your solar beam.
Can I understand what the voices are saying?
As you kind of strain to listen, because you're still a little bit a ways, so you can only make out mumbles here and there, but you pick up like every other word. You hear like inside, equipment, ready to release, berries, and like you hear like some jovial laughter here and there. You hear some we got it. Okay, take the mega, and just like stuff like that.
That's just people.
I'm gonna kind of step up on the hillside and be like,
all right, we can sneak around.
you guys sneak around. I'm gonna see. This is.
Okay, Marina, Gray, you guys go around that way. Me and Ivy Boy can go around this way.
Yeah. All right. We'll keep silent. And
then I'll walk up and say, "Hey, you."
So as
What's going on?
as you step into this clearing, you see the sight in front of you. A group of individuals wearing all black hats. Some are halfway, like, moving their way into Mount Silver, carrying equipment as they head inside. And you see a pen kind of set up in front of Mount Silver. These little pieces in the ground. You're not exactly sure what they are, but they're little metal pieces. Inside of it, 20 Kangaskhan's are kind of huddled together, currently unmoving. You see a ladder in front of it with one of the members in black on top. They have a bucket in their hand, and they all look at you. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm the Viridian City gym leader, and what are you doing with all those Kangaskhan?
And one of them, kind of the one who's like has the bucket, goes, we found them and we're here trying to help them out. And one kind of steps forward. Make an insight check. One of them steps forward, kind of coming down from the roof of the mouse. He's not wearing the same exact outfit. He's got like a bit of a black coat on top of it with like a little red trim running down the side of it. Dude's lying. Dude's super lying to you. And this guy kind of steps up front. He goes, hi, yeah, you said you're the gym leader of Viridian City. And he kind of like takes a few steps towards you.
I throw out Charmeleon.
Oh,
All of you stand down right now.
absolutely. We would never want to cause any harm. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. If you'd like to, I can take you inside and I can show you what we're doing here. I'm sure it would be we would be more than happy to show you around.
By the way, as soon as he throws that Charmeleon, I have Ivy Boy start powering up Solar Beam.
I want you all down on your hands and knees right now.
I can assure you, you said your name was Leaf?
I didn't say my name.
This is Chandler not remembering what you said.
I said I'm the Viridian City gym leader.
Oh, and what did you say, and what was your name?
My name is Hands and Knees. Get down now before my Charmeleon takes your arm off.
And he kind of turns to hands and knees. Well, we might as well do what he asked. Everyone, get down on your hands and knees before his Charmeleon takes our arms off. And those around him kind of like look at him and kind of like start setting down their equipment and kind of like get down. They put their hands in the air. The guy kind of like starts to climb down the ladder. Except for the one guy, he's still standing there, hands up. I'm sure this is just a big misunderstanding. There is no need for hostility between us.
I highly doubt it. None of this looks legal in the slightest.
Oh, I can guarantee you this is very legal.
Under whose jurisdiction do you have to be with all this equipment up here in the map?
Well, of course, it's the jurisdiction of the Pokemon League.
I highly doubt I've heard any rumblings from the Pokemon League about doing any construction or any kind of mining.
Oh, there is no construction going on. It's mainly mining, looking into some of the things around the area, minor things like that.
Minor things. Clever.
Yes. I like to think I am.
I'm going to need all of your people to come outside so that we can have a thorough discussion.
Oh,
and I need to see some paperwork.
Oh, absolutely. I'll just go grab them. I'll have to go yell for them. I don't have any way to contact them otherwise.
You don't have a walkie-talkie or anything? Seems really bad for a foreman of a mining company to not have radio.
I never said we were a mining company.
You said that you were mining for stuff up here in the mountain.
I never said we were mining for anything.
But he did.
But you did.
I merely said we were looking around, checking about some things. And he kind of like takes a couple steps towards the cave and kind of like looks at you like, "Are you gonna let me go?"
I pull out my Glock and I just start blasting.
and he steps back and kind of like disappears into the cave, and you hear him yelling, "Hey, if everyone kind of come on," and like the voice is like slowly diminishing as he kind of steps further in. The rest of the people kind of like look around and kind of like walk down towards you. Anyway, I don't know what we're doing here.
Hands and knees.
Hands and knee, and they all like. A few minutes later, a few more people come out. They're kind of coming out like arm and shoulder, kind of like marching out towards you. They all have their hands up as they kind of like walk out towards you.
This is an interesting uniform your unit has.
Like are you saying this to anyone indirectly?
Just saying it out loud.
One of the people, the one with the bucket goes, "Oh, it's to help us keep small colors to not excite Pokemon. You know, you don't want to wear red to a Tauros, do you?"
That's a myth.
Sure it is.
They're excited by any color with enough.
And this line of about five members in black kind of like stop in front of you about 20 feet away, all standing arm to shoulder with their hands up.
Did the guy come back out?
No.
Where did your leader go? He didn't come back out.
He said he was checking to make sure there was no one else inside.
I'm gonna pull out my phone and call Silver.
Silver, your phone rings where you're standing over watching all this.
Hey,
You see anything weird happening?
do I see anything weird happening?
Where are you at, Silver? Let's backtrack a little bit. Where have you gotten to?
I went around the right side, and I asked Marina and Gray to go around the left side.
So where you guys are kind of watching this, you see these people come out. And you probably noticed this almost immediately. And as Leaf calls you this, it's probably the first thing you're already saying it. Directly behind this line of 5 people is 3 Nidorans and a Nidorino that are like creeping up behind them. And you see, kind of as you look up, you see something moving inside the cave.
Okay, I'm gonna say there's 3 Nidoran and Nidorino right behind them, and there's something in the cave.
I would like to ask all of you men to get down on your knees right now and let a Dragon Rage to your chest. Charmeleon Dragon Rage.
And they hit the deck. That is a dexterity save?
Yep.
15, 5, 14, natural 1.
I would like to, at the same time, if you could, as soon as he does that and I see that, I'm going to tell Ivy Boy to really solar beam at them.
Okay, which is we'll just take the same dex saves. So go ahead and roll damage for that. And Marina, you and Gray also see this, and Gray goes, should we warn them? And like as he says this, you see this Dragon Rage and this solar beam hit off.
No, I think they know.
30 points of dragon damage.
Okay.
26 points of grass damage.
So 2 of them, after hitting both this hit, 2 Nidorans just immediately hit the ground. The other Nidoran made the first, or saved on it, so only took half damage from both. Doesn't look great. The Nidorino has taken the full brunt of it, but seems okay. As they kind of stand there with you. And at this point, the guy walks out from the cave and he goes, "Oh, no need for fighting. I see you have a few friends over in the trees waiting for you as well. I see you didn't come ill prepared, Mr. Gym Leader."
I didn't ask for any Pokemon to come outside. I asked for all of your people and yourself to
You
return.
said for everyone to come outside. Do you not see Pokemon as your fellow person? I would think a gym leader would have more of a respect for Pokemon.
Kindly return.
Are we all but Pokemon?
Kindly return your Pokemon.
Absolutely. And he pulls out a couple Pokeballs and pulls them back.
Now I would like to see the paperwork of which I requested.
Absolutely, and he kind of walks towards you and he reaches in and he pulls out a folded piece of paper, and he walks towards you and he kind of stops, and he kind of like steps around Charmeleon and steps towards you.
Charmeleon's like being like bodyguardish.
Charmeleon.
I take the paper, make an eye contact with him.
And he hands you the paper. You open it up, it looks like a very official looking document. With orders to do this.
Who's it signed by?
You kind of look down to the signature. It's kind of illegible, you can't super read it. Starts with a G, you can make out there are 2 I's that are dotted. But like the name...
And who did you say sent you up here?
The Pokemon League, of course.
Who's the signature?
Oh, I mean, I don't know them directly. They just kind of headed to me. I'm sure it's one of their secretaries or one another.
Or typically, they sign their own paperwork. They have their own little signature, and I don't know anyone in the Pokemon League with a name that starts with a G.
Maybe it's a new hire. I can assure you everything is all right.
No.
You would know. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. I'm sure you can head on back. We'll finish up everything that we have here. And there's no harm.
Why are those Pokemon in cages, sir?
I'm gonna call just so you know. At this point, it's going long enough. I don't see any progress. I'm gonna call Officer Jenny,
Okay.
the emergency line, and say,
Officer Jenny of Viridian City, how can I help you?
"Hey, you all need to get down.
Why do you sound so sultry?
We need. Hey, y'all need to get
Why do you
down.
sound so sultry?
Hey, Pippa girl.
Oh God. Okay, let me try this again. Hey, you guys need to get down Route 22 now with multiple Officer Jennies. There's something strange happening at the base of Mount Silver right now.
Absolutely. We can. We'll have someone directly on their way. Thank you so much for calling. If I could ask who is calling.
Silver Rowan.
Wonderful.
Silver at Mount Silver.
Wonderful. We'll have some Officer Jennies headed right that way. Remember,
Get
don't
here.
engage. Stay away if it is wild Pokemon. Do not. Oh.
So that's what I do at that point.
Okay.
I just wanted to, yeah.
Silver, what are you doing? Or Leaf, what are you doing?
I assume that I've taken up a lot of the exposition for the other characters to be doing stuff during this time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's Marina. Is there anything you're wanting to do during this time?
So, me and Gray are kind of watching, but I have Pika charged and ready. But I am wondering, if I should...
Shoot it at the ground! Shoot it at the ceiling!
I think about that often, I'm not gonna lie. But, I'm gonna say to Gray, has Leaf asked them why they have all this Kangaskhan in cages?
I haven't heard that. He seems really obsessed with paperwork.
I did ask at the beginning. So.
I'm not quite sure. Do you want to ask him? I think they know we're here.
Yeah, I might as well just go in. Sir, why are all those Kangaskhan in cages?
It's a normal process when coming into an area that has wild Pokemon. We bring them into these cages for their own safety. We feed them some berries to keep them comfortable while we do what work needs to be done, and then we of course release them back into their area.
One, what kind of berries are these?
Some raspberries, the occasional pineapple berry.
Two, this ain't normal. Trust me, I'm a teacher. I know.
Well, I am sure.
So much authority behind that.
I am sure it is not normal to take place in your schools. That is correct. Again, I assure you all, this is on the up and up.
Insight check.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
And I have Ivy Boy charging a solar beam again.
That was not what I needed to roll.
You rolled 4 d10s.
Sure did.
Powerful.
I'm all knowing.
I rolled a 9.
You're unsure. Believes what he's saying. Seems pretty self-confident.
Well, I have it on good authority that something goes wrong here. That didn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
I happen to
Yes?
Are you sure you're not the one?
I don't think
who's
this is
been
gonna
working too
end
many
well.
hours at the teacher school?
I assure you, this is all quite normal. Quite normal.
Do you have a contingency plan if something happens with these? If these Kangaskhan get irritated or something and bust out?
But I have never seen that happen before. No, so I suppose we don't.
I hope you're the.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. Can I could barely hear you. What did you say you wanted to do with them?
Oh, I didn't say a word.
She said,
Gym leader of Viridian City, I believe you might have bigger trouble brewing.
well, listen, I feel like you were going to show me something, and I would very much like to see what it...
What would you like to see?
You asked me to step inside and check something out.
Oh,
I
can show you the operation that we're doing inside. Absolutely.
I would like your men to stand down and do nothing further under the orders of the Viridian City Gym.
Believe that is what they've been doing. Even though if as someone who is very aware of their rights, gym leaders don't typically have this much sway. But you know, I'll humor you.
What's your name?
This close to my town, they do.
What's your name?
My name is Will.
Leaf Nadine,
No one
you
likes
know
the
me,
sass,
Miranda.
Will.
Oh, no one typically does.
What was his name?
Will.
The red pen.
What does he look like?
What do you mean? What does he look like? Gosh, I don't know.
What's his appearance?
His first name is Will. His last name is Yum. Will Yum.
Ew.
That is indeed his name. He stands at about 5'8". He has a hint of purple mixed into his eyes. He has stylish hair, purplish pink in tint.
Great, never mind. I know who he is, but Tyler knows who he is.
His name's Will.
Yeah, he sure is.
Will Yum.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
It's like again. If you'd like, I can show you everything that we have going on inside.
Sure, lead the way.
Absolutely. Right this way, and he walks up towards the into the mouth of Mount Silver.
Silver is prepped. I have Mankey out at this point, and I have Ivy Boy with the solar beam charging. If any of these men start doing anything funky, he's gonna launch. I'm gonna have Ivy Boy launch solar beam at the person.
Silver, make a perception check for me.
I can just have Pika kind of zap him a little bit.
Chandler, you know what that reminds me of? In
Bobby's
in Pokemon Journeys, where Ash is fighting B, and his Railu gets point blank shot in the face by Grappler.
With your 7, as you look for a second, you're focused on this, and to your right you see you see something out of the corner of your eye, and you kind of like look, and there's nothing there, and you kind of like look back, and you come back again, and there's something that you see in your peripheral, and just for a second you hear Silver, and it's muted, and you can't hear much, and as you look over you see the outline of what looks like an eye, and then it's gone.
What the heck?
Marina, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look over it real quick. I'm gonna look over Merida and Ivy Boy. Did you guys see that?
Merida, Ivy. Both
Why
shake
does-
their heads no.
Why does Mankey say Merida?
I don't know.
Advanced.
I don't know.
Merida?
It's a new type of Pokemon. Mankey.
Long, curly, red hair, wields a bow.
Also known to say, I'll be shooting from my own hand.
Me own hand. Me own hand. Me own hand.
Marina, what are you doing?
That's its cry.
I assume that I would hear Silver kind of panicking a little bit over there. So I have Pikachu ready, so I got like one eye, like, watching people. I'm gonna zip zap him.
Okay.
But I'm trying to look and see like what he's concerned about.
What Silver's concerned about?
Yeah.
You see nothing. You see nothing happen around him. You hear nothing. You see nothing. You're not sure what Silver is reacting to.
You all right over there?
Can I hear her?
Yeah, like you guys are close enough now. Because she
Okay.
kind of like stepped out a little bit, and you've stepped out a little bit.
Yeah. No, I thought I heard something.
What do you think that you heard?
somebody say my name, but it was real vague, and I'm sure it's just the stress of the situation. Don't worry about that right now. We got plenty of other things we need to worry about.
I mean, there's just a lot of real freaky things, so I wouldn't count it off.
Yeah, I know, but right now we're outnumbered, and I want to make sure that we hurt any of these guys. I'm gonna say it real loud. Hurt any of these guys that try and pull something.
And they kind of like all look around and they're like, "Yep." Leaf, you have just been walked inside the cave. The guy in front of you, Will, he pulls out a flashlight and kind of clicks it on as he starts walking in. You see this open area, and he's like, "This is, of course, where the Kangaskhan's were, but we had to pull them out of here so we could engage in our operation. So we have them, kept safely outside. And we're right down here to the area that we are currently looking around in."
And what did you say you're doing in here?
Doing some different work for the Pokemon League. Some mining, some looking into some materials. It kind of just depends on what we find.
So you are mining in here.
I suppose you could say that.
You disagreed with me outside earlier, but sure. Please continue.
And he walks in. So as he walks into this kind of hallway, like carved out, it's kind of only enough for you to walk in a straight line. And as you're walking through, you kind of get like some deja vu of being in here before. As he walks you down to a fork in the tunnel, there's a left and a right, and he goes right this way to the left, and he walks. Are you directly behind him? What is your marching order?
I'm behind him like 5 feet.
Okay. Charmeleon is out or with you?
He never went back in. He's been out the whole time.
Behind you or in front of you?
It's kind of.
I'm just trying to figure out for the lighting.
How big of a tunnel is this?
You don't have enough room to walk side by side. It's enough for you to walk comfortably straight forward. You aren't having to like haunch over. If you were okay, so he's behind you. So light kind of like flickering off behind you, kind of helping light your step here as you kind of look forward down this path to the right. That kind of just goes on for a while. You don't really see an end to that. You do see a light coming down at the end of this left side that the two of you walk for a few moments. And he kind of just starts kind of whistling to himself as he walks. And he comes to the edge of the tunnel. And he goes, "It's just right in here." And as you get closer, you can kind of hear some machinery like whirling. And you can, you hear a few voices talking.
I thought you got everyone out of this place.
Oh, well, of course I did have to leave the two people running the machinery. They are, I promise you, they are of no harm to you. And he quickly like takes a step inside, and he goes, "Right this way!" And he kind of walks in around the corner. Are you coming?
I'm gonna wait a second.
Oh, gym leader.
Do I hear anything other than Will being not this little prick?
you hear kind of take a beat. You hear the machinery. Are you listening for anything in particular?
Ambush specifically.
Roll for ambush. Roll for prepare. Roll for is there an ambush?
What is that?
Make a perception check.
Insight. Oh, I'm very good at perception.
Perception.
22.
22. As you're kind of standing there, you kind of listen for a second, and you hear the roar of the machinery. You hear like a couple of people like saying something back and forth. It seems real sciencey. Like, check the value on that up to operating at 20% here. Place the chip in. Wonderful. Hold. You hear that, and you hear Will like, you coming? And you don't hear anything. You're like, it's straight. There's a wall and there's a curve off to the left. So you unless you're like peering around the corner, nothing that you hear.
Okay, I'm gonna send a text to the group. Heading in. This is how I got there. If you don't hear from me in the next 1 minute exactly, I've been ambushed, and I will walk in with Charmeleon.
Roll for service. No, I'm just kidding. Let me roll for service.
That's a 2.
Yeah, you have some decent service. You got a bar.
So it might take a minute for it does that thing where it
goes up and then it kind of holds.
Yeah.
You've already. So as you turn the corner, and you kind of step in, you see Will kind of standing with his arms out. You see a couple bits of machinery around, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
See, I knew I was going to be ambushed. Charmeleon attacks. 10.
And with a 16 and an 18 from the two people standing on the side, they grab your arms, and you are currently grappled.
Charmeleon, take him out.
Charmeleon, you are currently being held in front of the door. Charmeleon is behind you.
It's okay.
What move is Charmeleon using?
Is there enough space for him to jump over me or like slither under me?
They are currently holding you. He cannot slither under you, and you're like held right in front. He can try and jump over you, but you'll have to roll for it.
Smoke screen.
Okay, so a smoke screen immediately goes out. Smoke screen takes up, 30 feet?
Yep.
So as this smoke screen comes out, you hear Will go, "Oh, there is no need for such, Travis says, "Oh, well, play your games." And the two people are still just holding you in place.
Am I an initiative or?
Yeah. We're like in a free form initiative here.
I'm gonna try to escape.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
make a strength check. A contested strength check.
I think, yeah, my strength is pretty much the same. 6.
You struggle and you pull an arm, and he pulls you back, and he pulls you further into the smoke, and they start pulling you towards the sounds of this machinery.
I'm gonna yell for Charmeleon to rush in and take out the people.
Take out the people.
With
so
Dragon Rage.
Charmeleon comes running in, and he sets off, and he kind of pushes past you out as you kind of like are pulled out. You see the two scientists that are standing, and they kind of are like startled by all of this going on, and they kind of like look up at you as this machinery is like starting to whirl up and come to life as Charmeleon comes in. Where is he directing his Dragon Rage?
At the people holding me.
Okay. Dexterity check, or is it a dexterity saving throw for Dragon Rage? You will also have to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's okay.
As you
16.
are also directly in the path. 12 and a 7.
I made it a 3. We all missed.
Cool. Roll damage.
Do we hear anything outside at this point?
Nope. They are deep in the cave.
My text not go through? 20 damage.
20 damage?
Yeah.
Did we get the text?
You haven't yet.
Oh, gosh.
With it being deep in the tunnel like that, it's going to take another minute or so before it like pops in. How much HP do you have left, Tyler?
18.
Okay. So as this that comes rushing through, all of you failing, all of you taking 20 damage, they immediately kind of drop for a second. Just roll a d20 for me.
Let me change it off a d10.
Just for fun, let's just see. Odds or evens is what I'm looking for here.
Trying to
Evens. Evens.
It's a 9.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Okay. Evens, it misses the machine's, odds it hits the machine. I wanted to say it beforehand so that way it didn't look like I was saying it. Can you roll another one so that way it doesn't look like I was...
4.
Okay, so it misses the machine as this Dragon Rage goes hitting up and blasts into the wall and kind of dissipates. Go ahead and make a contested strength with advantage.
16.
And they will roll a 16 and an 18 and a 4 and a 7. So you are able to pull your arms free of these two guys who kind of like stumble to the side. You kind of stumble down too, and you kind of like hit the ground hard. And you look around. What are you doing?
Is anyone at this machine?
There are the two scientists standing there.
I'm gonna punch one of the scientists in the face.
Okay, make an unarmed strike. Roll a d20. At this point, the two of you outside, your phones kind of ding, and you look down and you see this text from Silver that is time-stamped about 4 minutes earlier than what it is. Like the time that he told you.
Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, how about you two run in? Me, Merida, and Ivy Boy can handle all these scrubs.
And Greg goes, yeah, okay. And he kind of like rushes towards the door. You punch him in the face. Roll what, unarmed D6, I guess, for damage, or a D4.
I think it's a D4.
Can't remember unarmed strike. 5e.
Can I do a little thing?
Yeah. What you got?
I'm gonna say, Merida, go grab him, and whichever one's closest. I'm gonna I can roleplay this out. Merida, grab him, put him in an arm lock, and bring him over here.
He kind of just grabs the dude. Doesn't really, is not able to hold back from him as Merida brings this guy over.
Yeah. Just put him on his knees right there. Keep him there. If any of you try anything, this guy gets a broken arm, and one of you gets a solar beam right in your frickin' face.
Make a intimidation check.
All right.
With advantage.
They're all gonna jump
Yeah.
you.
Oh, man. Okay.
Chandler, did you decide if it was a D4 or a D6?
22.
22. They all kind of stop for a second and look at you, and they're just they kind of just all nod their heads.
Good.
And they kind of just kind of sit back a little bit. I actually can't remember. An unarmed strike deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. You're proficient with unarmed strikes. Oh, that's monk. How much does an unarmed strike do?
It's a
damage
1d4 plus modifier.
Yeah.
1 damage.
So you punch the dude in the face, and he kind of I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What are you doing? Why?
Keep your hands off me. First of all.
He's not touching. His hands are up. No one's touching you.
Don't touch me.
They grabbed me.
You punched a scientist.
I walked in. They grabbed me.
You punched a scientist.
Isn't that who grabbed me?
No. There are 2 scientists on the machinery and 2 dudes who grabbed you. There are 4 people in here.
So I'm gonna be honest. I thought the scientist grabbed me.
No, you just shook off these 2 dudes and just turned around and punched a scientist in his face. and the guy's just I'm so sorry.
All right, everyone down. Will, if that's your name, what's the meaning of all this?
He's not in there.
J'accuse. What is the machine? Does it have a monitor?
There are a couple monitors throughout. A few pieces in the middle with what looks like stones sitting on them. Some different stuff. You see a few boulders kind of spread off to the side, discarded away, and some electricity currents, some cables running and plugged into different areas in this main pyramid-shaped piece that's in this middle centerpiece that has a current running through it.
How do you turn this off?
The button over there.
Insight check.
Okay.
I don't believe him.
Just punched him in the face.
10.
I mean, you feel like he's not holding anything from you?
If this is incorrect, my Charmeleon's gonna punch you in the face next, and he has claws. And I walk over to the computer.
Flinches back a little bit.
I push the button.
The computers kind of slum down the whirling.
I don't know if you want to jump to anyone.
I didn't know if you had something in mind.
I was gonna interrogate them.
Oh, okay. So as you go over to do that, Gray and Marina, the 2 of you are running in, and Gray has his phone out and he goes, I was going to look at directions, but it's pretty much just we go straight and then make a left. So I think we make a left here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And start rushing down that hallway. As Marina, as you and Gray get closer, you see just a smoke screen just kind of taking up this area at the end of the tunnel.
Charmeleon's been here.
It's my boy.
Looks like it.
I ran into it.
And you hear Leaf yelling in the room.
I head that way.
Okay. So you make your way inside, and you come into this area. You kind of push your way through the fog slowly but surely, kind of like hit the wall and kind of like pull in. You see two guys who are on the ground, like on their knees, kind of like like trying to find their senses and starting to stand up. And you see Leaf standing at a console, having just turned it off, and two scientists that are kind of cowering back. One of them, which is like holding his eye.
These guys attack you?
They sure did.
Well,
And there's
you guys
another
stay
one.
down.
That leader dude, Will. He's not in here anymore. Did you guys see him when you were coming up?
No, not that I know in my knowledge.
Not that you know in your
Not
knowledge.
that I know of my knowledge.
You, black eye dude.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening in here? What's this machine?
We're just running some tests on some stones.
Hey, Pika, go keep an eye on those two dudes over there on the ground. If I'm trying to get up, you zap them.
Pika. Raichu. Because it's a Pika at this point.
You said it was a Pika.
Yeah, so it runs over and looks at it. Raichu.
Is it a Pikachu or is it a Raichu?
It's a Pikachu, but it says both sometimes.
Wow, that's strange.
Yeah, you could maybe look into that a little bit.
Now?
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, right now.
I'm gonna look. Pika?
Make roll a d20. Add make an insight check.
Insight. I have to look. I apologize.
While this is happening, Leaf, they just told you that they're doing experiments on these rocks.
So what's the deal with grabbing someone who just unknowingly walks into this room?
What's the deal with just punching someone in the face who didn't do anything to you?
I was attacked and I punched the closest person to me. That's what happened.
Ow, my eye really hurts.
I know. Now where'd that guy go?
I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about.
I punch him again.
Okay, just right in the face.
Yep, that's the way you do it.
Another one.
A nat one.
Another one.
Oh no, you were all. It was a nat 1 for 4. Marina, with your 9, you kind of like glance for a second at Pika, and you're not like you could have sworn it said Raichu, but it's a Pikachu. Kind of shake your head a little bit. You missed, Tyler. Leaf, you rolled a 2 minus 1 for an unnatural 1. And as you like punch at him, he like flinches back, and it's enough for your fist to pass. But like his hands are up, so when he comes up, you're just standing there with your fist back up, so he just thinks that you're intimidating him. Maybe. I'm sorry.
I'm not here to play games. This whole operation is weird, and I have these memories in my head that didn't happen, and there's something going on here.
I don't know. I don't know what you want.
Thug 1 and Thug 2.
There.
Where'd your leader go?
I don't know.
Pika, zap
he was
him.
just. They kind of like collapsed to the ground.
This is how a dark higher power is making Team Shadow turn evil.
Making?
Yes.
We haven't done anything explicitly evil.
Just torture.
Yeah, it's just torture.
I stopped Silver from killing that woman.
You don't remember that.
So Thug 1 and Thug 2, we're gonna ask you one more time. Where's your leader?
I don't know. He was in here. There was the smoke. I'm not sure.
And there's no secret ways out of this room. I start looking around.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation is a +2 for a 15.
As you like start to like push around, you cannot find any other exits in the entrance. At this point, the smoke screen has dissipated, and you can't.
Fairy fire.
Yeah, sure. You can't find any exits, any other secret exits or anything like that.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call the emergency line again.
Okay. Officer Jenny, for Viridian City, how may I direct your call? Or what's your emergency? I am not a secretary. I have an emergency line.
This is super important. Now's not the time to forget your line.
Oh, I absolutely. How may I? What's your emergency? How may I assist you?
Yeah. Okay. I called a few minutes ago. This
Is
is
this
Road.
Silver at Mount Silver? Yes. The Officer Jennings should be there any moment now.
Any moment. What does that mean? Give me a timeline here. We got like
I'm not sure.
12 people.
They left
sitting out here
about 3 minutes ago when you called, and they should be there about.
I also realized that by the time the cops get here, it looks like we just attacked a mining company.
Not necessarily.
And at that point, the Officer Jennings kind of run up. You have 5 who are coming up. A couple on the back of a ponytail. You have 2 that are riding on the back of their like all together on a ponytail. You have 1 that comes up on their motorcycle and kind of skids in, and they jump off. What's the emergency?
Officer Jennings. So, this group here, we don't know what they're doing, but there was an earthquake that happened, and it seemed to be coming from this direction. And this group here, they're... What?
We also felt the earthquake, yeah.
Yeah. So there's 3 other of my friends that are in the cave right now. They went in there with the supposed, foreman or the leader, excuse me, of this group. I'm burping while I'm talking to Officer Jenny. So right now we just have them sitting still, and we had to get a little rough with them because they weren't giving us a lot of proof, and it seemed really shady.
And they kind of look at the people held on the ground, and Meredith Mankey, who's holding one in a headlock, and they go, just to get this straight, you came upon a mining company and have taken them hostage?
I never said mining company. No.
You said they were mining.
No, I didn't. This group here seems to be doing some shady stuff.
What shady things are they doing?
Well, they have Pokemon in cages right back there.
And they kind of look over. Oh.
All those Kangaskhan. They seemed. They were talking about feeding them regular berries, but I mean, it
seems very nice.
I don't know. Well, if they are feeding them regular berries, right now it just looks like they're caged up in tight quarters.
Or narcotics.
You weren't here to see it, but they had a group of them walk out of the cave. A bunch of Nidorans were behind them, ready to attack us. Now I got 3 buddies in the cave with their supposed leader, and I haven't heard a single thing from them.
And they kind of look around and they go, I feel like there is more to look into here. We're going to have to bring you all in for questioning. And a few of the Officer Jenny start to go around. They pull out some handcuffs and start to handcuff everyone. And then the Officer Jenny who's been talking to you steps towards you with handcuffs in her hands. And she goes, I'm sorry, Silver. We just need to get to the bottom of this.
Absolutely. I am totally fine. Can I bring my Pokemon back in the Pokeball?
I would appreciate it if you would, yes.
Okay. All right, Mankey. You can let him go.
And he kind
of girl
falls to the ground.
Yeah, just snaps his neck.
Yeah, I'll let him go.
I'm going to pull both of them back, and I will willingly let them handcuff
and
me.
They handcuff you behind your back.
What?
I had to let you sit there for a minute and think if I was going to run.
And so they have all of you kind of together up right there, and they sit you down, and the Officer Jenny goes, Officer Jenny, if you'll head inside, look into what's going on in there. We'll keep an eye on them. I'll go ahead and call for some more backup too. Backup. We need backup. Yeah, backup. Leaf, you are inside. with
Great.
Marina and Gray, the two scientists, your best friends, and
Great.
Thug 1 and Thug 2. Yes,
Great.
yes, Leaf.
Do you have any idea what they were doing with this computer? I just turned it off. This is the button I hit to turn it off.
And he walks over and he click and turns it on. And he goes, click, turns it off. Seems to make noise. And he walks over and he looks at the stones and he picks them up and he goes, it seems to be some type of looking into some type of rocks.
I take the rock from Gray and I look at it.
It is a how best to
Explain a megastone to me.
explain what a megastone looks like. Because I no longer have the image that I used to have since that all went away due to Pokemon D&D getting DMCA'd. It is a bluish stone that is encased in other rocks around it. There is a black line going through it and another blue line going through it as well. It's very pretty and it's reflecting the light of this area quite nicely off of it. And there are a few of them scattered about around this table.
Does it look familiar to me?
You've never
Nope.
seen this before.
I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
I mean, it's part of a big piece of rock.
Oh, I thought they were scattered.
They're all like different pieces of rocks that are like broke up, and these are kind of held inside of it.
Are there any small versions of it?
Not really. They're all just kind of scattered about.
You okay, Leaf?
I just don't know where to go from here. The bad guy escaped and we're about to get arrested.
And you hear, at this point, you hear just like a... And you kind of like look around. You don't see anything. Well done. I didn't expect you to stop this so quickly. And it's the voice of Will. And he goes, so? Fill me in. What was the plan? What happened?
What plan? What are you talking about?
What was happening here?
You're causing the destruction of Viridian City with whatever these stones are.
Oh, but why? Why, Leaf?
For evil.
Marina, do you have any better ideas?
Nope.
No.
Well, I really had high hopes. I suppose there's always, we can always go around the block another time. And with that, you hear a click, and the machine starts to heat up, and it starts to, like, rev back on again.
Hit the off button.
Nothing happens.
Gray, we gotta unplug this thing, and I start trying to yank
And
wires out of it.
Gray's like, oh, and he starts pulling different things. And at this point, two Officer Ginnies walk in, and they go, hey, what are you doing in here? Stop what you're doing.
I keep going.
And on the side, he punched me in the face.
Charmeleon, keep him off me!
And Charmeleon does. He's trying to push away. I'm trying to think.
This is when the explosion would happen.
It is.
In a cinematic type thing.
I am trying to think how to... Trying to think how to relay to you what time it is. Huh.
Well, okay, so out of character, Chandler, this isn't happening as it normally does.
It is not.
He's activating it himself.
It is, and that's so. I think you would be aware of not the exact time it is currently. It's only a little after 3. So by all this time, and you like thinking back as you're like pulling these plugs, this is not how this typically happens at all. This is not how it goes. Something has accelerated here. You feel as if you're close to something. And with that, the officer's like, stop! Stop what you're doing! and you. What do you do?
I keep going.
Marina,
Will still there?
Everything.
do it. Yeah, Gray is starting to pull on different things.
Will was never there.
You just heard Will's voice.
Oh God. Famous last words. Oh God.
And he goes, yeah.
Every time.
Well, good luck on your next trip. And the white light goes bursting up through the sky, and you all look up as this starts to come down. Green, not green. Green isn't here. Green over in Viridian City. She's just checked out a guest. It was a nice little transaction. He bought 4 potions. But now back to Silver.
Yeah.
Silver, as you're on the ground, you see this white light go out the top. Goes. That's a pretty decent way to describe that. Shooting out of the top of Mount Silver, and a second later you hear it start to crumple in on itself as you sit there, all of the people looking up, and Officer Genie goes, what's that?
I think this is the end.
And as you say that, another white light goes off. All of you roll a d20 for me, except for Leaf.
Okay. I was gonna say, do I forget now?
You've made the check.
18.
There we go.
11.
Dang it, Eric.
As you find yourselves back in Viridian City, Leaf, you're standing in front of the gym. Josh is speaking to you. You remember everything that just happened with this sense of there's something I need to figure out. Marina, you find yourself with your hands kind of like coming up, and then you drop them, and then you remember everything. You remember that wasn't your first time experiencing that. And you kind of like look around, and you're at the front of your school as the kids run off. You lock eyes with Leaf, and like you have like a knowing glance of like there's something here. And as both of you kind of scan towards Silver, Silver, you walk out and you're like, I'll see you later, Green. And she's like, hey, do you think I could have the day off tomorrow?
Did you run those packages out like you were supposed to do?
Absolutely. You know I'm always on top of things.
Okay, I mean, you get a little percentage as long as it turns out all right. There you go.
Story
Yeah,
has
you can have the day off tomorrow.
every time.
I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna turn to Marina, my wife, and Leaf, my good pal, the gym leader, and I'm gonna say, "Game night!"
No, I'm gonna go.
And Gray also goes, game night!
Game night!
And as they start waving you over, Gray excitedly comes up and says, Rat-a-tat-a-tooey!
Rat-a-tat. No.
No.
And that is where we will bring tonight's episode of Pokemon Dungeons and Dragonites to a close. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, definitely let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to come back in a couple weeks for our next go around. You know, just everything's pretty normal if you really think about it. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.